Just say you hate basketball. Is Wemby the quickest someone has ever climbed to arguably the #1 player in the league? Victor Wembanyama is in year 3 and people are already saying he's the best player in basketball, and honestly, that's not a crazy take. He just led the Spurs to the NBA Finals in his first playoff appearance. He just beat the back-to-back reigning MVP in the Western Conference Finals. And he's already the most terrifying defender in the NBA. But if you think he's the fastest player to ever enter the best player in the world conversation, you might need a history lesson. Because Wemby's rise is ridiculous. Most superstars spend years climbing the ladder. LeBron wasn't considered the best player in year 3. Neither was Kobe. And even though Michael Jordan put up 37 points per game in the regular season and 35 points per game in the playoffs, he had 8 50-point games, 2 61-point games, and 3 8 steals games. He was still just the MVP runner-up. So many people want certain players to be rewarded for stats. Well, Michael Jordan is putting up these stats and not even being considered as the best player in the league. Meanwhile, Wemby gets to average 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game, which is essentially David Robinson's rookie numbers. Actually, his were better. And Wemby still gets to be the best player in the world? I mean, the fact that Wemby is even in this conversation is historic, but once you start digging through NBA history, you remember that Derrick Rose became the youngest player to ever win MVP in his 3rd year. Magic Johnson was a Finals MVP as a rookie. Of course, we know Tim Duncan was All-NBA and an All-Star in his rookie year and a champion by year 2. Shaq was in the Finals year 3. Hakeem Olajuwon was in the Finals year 2. And there's no way Dwayne Wade could have made LeBron a champion if he did not first become one himself in his 3rd year. And as for Michael Jordan, after having this year 3, his 4th season was even better because he won MVP, averaged 35 points per game, and was the Defensive Player of the Year. By then, people knew who the best basketball player was. And I thought averaging 37 points per game in your 3rd season and then following that up with an MVP the next season was insane. Until I realized Wilt Chamberlain did that in his rookie year. Wilt Chamberlain did not spend years building a GOAT case or climbing the MVP ladder. He was the ladder. He walked into the NBA and immediately won MVP. 37 points, 27 rebounds, Rookie of the Year, All-Star Game MVP, and regular season MVP. As a rookie. And I know what you're thinking, Wilt Chamberlain is in a league of his own, and if you're thinking that, let me introduce you to Mr. Basketball. Because if Wilt is in a world of his own, that world is in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's universe. By Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 3rd season, he was already a 2-time MVP and a champion. And unlike today's NBA, there wasn't much debate. Kareem wasn't becoming the best player in basketball. He already was. This is why the old heads laugh when the young generation thinks Wemby's rise is unprecedented. It's not unprecedented, it's just rare. So is Victor Wembanyama one of the fastest players to ever arguably become the best player in basketball? In a short answer, yeah. In fact, there's a very good chance we're watching one of the greatest careers ever unfold right before our eyes. But is he the fastest? In a short answer, no, he's not. Because before Wemby, before LeBron, before Kobe, and even before Michael Jordan, 2 aliens had already abducted basketball, and their names were Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. And they didn't climb the mountain. They arrived at the top. So if you think Victor Wembanyama is the fastest anyone has ever been considered the best player in basketball, do some research, or